Here it says the sum of two numbers is 30 and their difference is 12. Find the two numbers. When you're writing an equation, the first step is always to define the variables. In this case, there's two variables, and you can usually just go to the end where they have the question. It says find the two numbers. So in this case, it's just two numbers. We're going to use a graphing calculator to solve this, so I'm going to use x and y. I'm going to say let x be my first number and y be my second number. Now, in order to figure out what these two numbers are, you need to have two equations. So let's look at the information they're telling us about these two numbers and see if we can pull out two equations. It tells us first the sum of the two numbers is 30. So we can come up with an equation based on that. We need to remember that sum means to add. Is means equals. So it's saying that the sum, we're adding these two numbers, x and y, and the answer is 30. So that's my first equation. And then it goes on to tell me the difference, their difference is 12. So you need to remember what difference means. The difference between these two numbers, that means that we're subtracting them. So taking the difference between x and y, and the answer is 12. Now we could solve this using the elimination method would be a good one. If we add these two equations together, you see how the y's will be eliminated, and you end up with 2x equals 42, and you can solve that easily for x. For this assignment, I'm fine if we're really just focusing on writing the equations, and if you get more familiar with using the Desmos calculator, because you'll get to use that when you take the state test. So I'm just going to write these down, and we'll go over to the Desmos calculator and figure out what are x and y. So this is solving it using graphing. So Desmos. If you click on go to desmos.com and start graphing, it's going to prompt you to put in your first equation. So we say x plus y equals 30. And then to add a new one, you do plus expression. And then the second equation was x minus y equals 12. So we want to see where they intersect. Right now, I can't see much, so I'm going to zoom out. And you can kind of click and drag it, and I can see they intersect right here. When you're solving using graphing, the point where they intersect is the answer. So here, this is telling us the x and the y coordinate, right? Now remember, x is the first number and y is the second number. So it's just telling us that the two numbers are 21 and 9. So that's the answer. Let's try one more. Similar one. Again, we have these two numbers. Let x be the first one and y be the second one. Let's look at what information they're telling us about the two numbers. First, they tell us the difference between the two numbers is 9. We've done that in the last question. Remember, difference means that we're subtracting. The difference is 9. So x, the first number, minus the second number, equals 9. So that's 1. The second part says the first number plus twice the second number. So my first number is x plus twice the other number. If you're taking twice a number, that means you're multiplying it by 2. If I have twice as much, I have 2 times as much. So twice the second number is 27. So those are my two equations. So again, I'm going to go to Desmos. I'm going to write these down real quick and go to Desmos and see what my x and y are. So I'm going to x those out. Start with x minus y equals 9. That's that one. Add add an expression, x plus 2y equals 27. And there we go. And I can see it this time. Just click on it and it'll tell you it's 15/6. So you need to remember, in these cases, the first numbers just our x and our y. So it's just telling us the first number we have is 15 and our other number, our second number, is 6. So these are the two numbers where the difference is 9, and the first number plus 2 times the second number is 27.